All right, guys, what's up? Willis here, back again with a new, 5 characters you need to play in Marvel Rivals. You guys really enjoyed my other video, so I thought I'd bring you 5 new characters you need to play for easy free wins. So yeah, guys, we're giving away a battle pass every single video. All you have to do to enter is like the video, leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe. To see if you've won a battle pass, come and join my Discord where we announce the winners. So yeah, I've put in a ton more hours on Marvel Rivals, and I thought I'd bring you guys my next 5 best characters you need to play. Now, before I even begin this video, I just want to preface that obviously you kind of don't want to just blindly play the characters I'm going to talk about in this video. Obviously, there will be counters and stuff. For an example, if the enemy team somehow has a Iron Man and a Storm for their DPS, you obviously don't want to play something like Captain America. You want to play something like Doctor Strange. There's just small stuff like that you're going to need to eventually learn while playing different matchups, but I'm just going to be showing the characters which I feel like perform just insanely well. So starting off, you guys have probably guessed it by now, is Jeff the Landshark. Jeff the Landshark is probably, if not one of the best healers in the game. Now, you've probably seen his kit. You've probably seen a lot of clips on the internet over the past few days of Jeff pulling off some insane plays. The thing that makes Jeff so strong is his ultimate. Obviously, his healing is still insanely good, but his ultimate is what makes Jeff shine. So that's the first thing we're going to start off with. His ultimate, his Q, is called It's Jeff. Essentially, the way it works is you dive into the ground, you make this big blue circle, and anyone in this blue circle gets sucked up when you click confirm. As you can see, they will then be in your stomach, and what you can do from here is basically just bring them to the edge of the map and you can just spit them out. Now, obviously, I kind of screwed that up. You don't want to do what I did, but you want to find like the edge of a map somewhere and just spit them out. You've seen the clips. You pick up the whole team, you throw them off the map. Now, what a lot of players actually do as well, you can also suck people up, and you can also bring them up the walls like this. You can bring them up the walls as well. When they are in your stomach, they're actually dying. So they do take damage over time. What a lot of Jeff players will do as well, they'll actually just swallow you, and then they'll also just jump off the map. So obviously, pretend we've just swallowed a bunch of people. They'll just end up jumping off the map with you in their stomach. Now, the only reason you would jump off the map is if you obviously picked up the whole team, or you picked up a few flyers like Iron Man or Storm. You can't really throw those guys off the map because they'll just start flying. Stuff like Scarlet Witch as well. Now, you've got to really make that decision yourself if you want to jump off the map. Obviously, if you jump off the map, your team will be down a healer. So you've got to make the strategic play. If you know you can kill everyone by jumping off the map, then do it. If not, probably just try and throw them off the map. So Jeff's left click is a heal ability, a really strong one, if not that. His right click will shoot out these little bubble balls, as you can see. It's kind of strong. And his left shift is hide and seek. This will basically put him underground. You can also go up walls as well. The amount of Jeff players I've seen which still don't know they can actually use this on the wall. So yeah, you can use it for like just going on the walls. Jeff's passive is Oblivious Cuteness. He basically takes reduced damage from critical hits. And he has a thing called healing bubbles. These healing bubbles are really good. You can put them down for your teammates. When you collect them, it gives you a burst of speed and healing. And this is what makes Jeff shine. So Jeff has a team up with Groot, probably one of my favorite vanguards, which we're going to be going over in this video. You basically can ride on top of Groot, as you can see, and you can heal Groot when you're on top of him. You can also put down the little healing bubbles. And if Groot walks over the healing bubbles, it will heal you. But obviously, you're on his back. What do you get from being on his back? So you get damage reduction, a really important thing. You can also heal yourself by just doing this. And this combo right here is absolutely insane. I'm going to include some clips of me and my friend actually playing this combo, but it is such a strong combo. Just from the fact that like Jeff's healing is insane. The range, not only can he heal players from like pretty much across the freaking map almost, but like, look how far away they are and I can just heal them. It's crazy. But yeah, check out this team up as well. This one is called Frozen Spitball. If you have a Lunar Snow on your team and you have this team up, you basically press X. This will infuse all of your spitballs with ice. And yeah, it creates this icy zone on the ground, and it makes your right click just insanely strong. It's such a good team up. So if you ever run 2 healers, I would really recommend running Luna Snow, which was in my first video. She's definitely an insane healer. And I would run Jeff. This combo is devastating. So for the reason Jeff's ult is just insanely strong right now, I really don't want to say if it's going to get nerfed or not, because once you're in a Jeff ult, there's nothing you can do. Literally nothing. You can only just bet on like your teammates killing Jeff before he throws you off the map. But you can't really do that if he sucked up the entire team. So yeah, for that reason, Jeff is definitely an S+ character. So next up, we have Groot. Now, I have been putting a ton of hours into Groot. Groot is by far the best at just area control. He is so strong, and I'm going to show you why. He is slowly becoming my favorite Vanguard to play. Groot is a freaking boss. So let me show you guys what he does. He has a pretty simple kit. So yeah, let me show you. So he has a right click ability, which is essentially like a, let's call it just like a grass grenade. You throw it out and it just explodes into a bunch of seeds. It's really good for just finishing off DPS. So his left click, he shoots out these roots. Right click, a little burst of damage with a little AoE in the area. His left shift, he can put up these walls. So he has 2 in total, but if you like click and drag, you can draw it into like one big wall. Now, if you actually get or like attacked near the wall, or you like attack enemies as well, the wall will actually sometimes just lash out. So let me show you here properly. So let's put a wall behind these guys right here. So if I attack this guy, the walls will actually attack them as well. So if you're ever near a wall with Groot, just be careful when you're fighting him, because his actual walls will attack you. So then we have the Ironwood wall. It's sort of this like black colored wood. When you deal damage, or when you take damage even, it will give you bonus health. As you can see, it's giving me bonus health. And obviously when you attack as well near the wall, it will give you bonus health. And yeah, it just makes you stronger. Really good for just making you tanky. You can also suck up your walls at any time. As well, you can also angle your walls. So check it out. You can also angle them at like a distance like this. And if you angle it correctly, sometimes you can even use it to push off enemies on the map. So check it out. I've made like this ramp. He's full on just a Fortnite builder. It's crazy. Now, a lot of this stuff does take practice to do. You can do this with the Ironwood wall as well. You can rotate it like so. But the main wall that you can adjust is just this one. So you can do it like this as well. A really cool thing that you can do, which I see not a lot of people doing, is you can position it horizontally. So you can give yourself like a ledge. Check it out. You can give yourself a little ledge to stand on, which would be so good. Just setting up like for like a Scarlet Witch to come in, or a Black Widow to stand on and snipe. Really, really good. Now his melee, what really makes me love this character, his melee is really cool. It has like a 3-hit combo. When you attack 3 times, the 3rd hit will knock enemies into the air. And the amount of players that don't see this coming, that will just stand there and fight with you, and you just knock them into the air, and then your team basically just finishes them off. It's such a good combo. And then finishing up, you have his ultimate, which basically just sucks in all enemies and does damage over time. Really simple ult. Really good for just grouping enemies up, especially if you follow it up with like an Iron Man ult, or even just like a Scarlet Witch. Anyone that just does a burst of damage in a small area, it's just good for grouping up enemies. Now, for his team up abilities, I pretty much already mentioned them, but it is Jeff and Rocket. Now, obviously, they can jump on your back and basically just ride around and have reduced damage. There's nothing really too special to it. It mainly benefits them more than you, but hey, you get yourself a little pocket healer while they're riding you around. So yeah, that's a plus. All right, now moving on to the character I probably have the most playtime on. I think I spammed so many hours on the first ever beta of Marvel Rivals on Scarlet Witch. She was kind of doo-doo when I brought her into competitive, because whenever you would use your ult, you would immediately get killed. But you can obviously find ways around using your ultimate in a very strategic way to wipe the team or just make pushes. Even if you don't get any kills with Scarlet Witch's ult, she's still an insane character to play. People are calling her like the Moira of Marvel Rivals, and yeah, it makes sense. So her left click is a continuous beam. You'd be surprised on the range of this beam and how far you can actually stand away from enemies for it still to reach them. Her right click, she has these burst attacks, which are good for bursting down DPS. If you hit like 3 of these on most squishy DPS, you can pretty much one-shot them. You gain more of them back by using your left click, and you want to basically use the right click as a finisher to finish off enemies. Her left shift lets her fly into the air and makes her immune to all attacks. Her space lets her float down. Super simple. And then her ultimate, you've probably seen it, you've probably heard it. She does this. She charges up energy and then she releases it, and she will pretty much one-shot most characters that are near Scarlet Witch. Now, she's very vulnerable when she does this, so a really good combination which you can actually do is use the team up with Magneto. Now, Magneto will get an infused sword, as you can see, when you have the team up, and this sword is extremely good for him, giving him insane damage. But what's also good as well, Magneto can actually give teammates like these immunity spheres. If you have a team up with Magneto, you want to obviously coordinate him to use the shield on you when you go in with your ultimate. Because if you can combo this together, it's such a strong combo. Because then you just can't be killed, and you can obviously position how you want to. Me and my friends did it a ton in the first beta. It worked out perfectly, and it's probably one of the best combos in the game for wiping a team. Just trying to think if I forgot anything. Oh yeah, I guess her E ability. Her E sends out this little orb, and it'll basically stun enemies every, I think, like 1 second, and then it runs out. What you can also do with the E as well is you can just cancel it sort of like straight away. So if you wanted to like shoot it in like a gap, like in the air, you can cancel it in midair and just sort of like hold an area. I feel like this is good as well for just anti-air. But yeah, I feel like Scarlet Witch is still good at taking out like air units, but she definitely does struggle a bit if you cannot get close up. But yeah, obviously she can fly, so, and just float around. She's definitely annoying to deal with if you are playing air units. Up next, we've got one of my, I want to say, most selfish picks. Now, if I ever find myself on a team where there's just no synergy, nothing happening, I'm just playing like normal games, and yeah, I just want to have some fun, I'll play Captain America. Captain America is probably the most, I want to say, selfish Vanguard. You kind of, when you play Captain America, you kind of just play for yourself. It's kind of like funny, right? He's meant to be this patriotic guy who fights for his country, but in reality, he is the most selfish tank in existence. I've yet to find like an actual comp that works well for Captain America, but he's just extremely fun to play. Now, he has a really good team up with Thor, which I'll explain in a sec. But let's just go over the basics for Captain America. Let's start off with his sprint ability. When you use Captain America, you want to make sure you go into your settings straight away. And on the hold to dash, turn this off. Turn it off. Why? Because when you press shift, it will basically just keep you in sprint mode. You don't need to press shift every time you want to run somewhere. It will just keep it held for you. And yeah, whenever you press W, it'll just put you into a full sprint. So he's definitely a really fast Vanguard. He's extremely just quick and agile. And yeah, so Captain America has no weapons. He has no guns. So he's a full melee character. You need to get up in people's faces and just punch them. He has a combo. It's just a 1, 2, 3, and then he just throws his shield. His main thing is blocking with his shield. When you right click, this is actually a really strong shield. You'll be surprised how much damage you can block with this. What this also does as well, which really isn't explained that well, it can ricochet bullets. Look, if you time it right, you can even ricochet stuff back at enemies. So if you ever just get up in someone's face and they're just spraying at you, you can sometimes even kill them if you get really lucky. You just get up in their face, and if they spray you, they just damage themselves. His F ability is Liberty Rush. It's just a charge. That's it. You can also use it in the air as well. When you are sprinting, you can do this thing called Fearless Leap. And as you can see, it puts like the Captain America star on the ground. If you actually jump and then left click, you can do a dive, launching all enemies up into the air. His E ability throws his shield, which is probably his most damaging move, I think. It just throws a shield and it bounces in between enemies. And then you have Freedom Charge, which is his ultimate. This will give everyone bonus health around you, bonus movement speed, and it also puts like a nice little stars and stripes on the ground behind you when people follow you. So yeah, pretty cool. Really good for just doing engages, obviously. And then I guess his team up ability. His team up ability with Thor is Thor will basically infuse your attacks with electric lightning damage. So you press it, press C, and then all your attacks will be like sort of electrified, and you'll just do a bit more damage. So really good for just doing that little extra push, getting that extra bit of damage. But I think his strongest feat is him just being able to block attacks. Once again, if you do play Captain America, he is a very selfish tank, so he's kind of just like sort of play for yourself, hit the back line, be annoying as hell. Obviously, I want to say you can just stand there and block for your teammates, but it's probably not the best block in the game. It's a very selfish block, and it's mainly just for blocking damage that's coming at you, not your team. For that reason, I still think he's an amazing pick, and I'm enjoying playing him a ton. All right, so finishing up with a character I really didn't think I'd enjoy this much, but we're going to be flipping Black Widow into the list. Now, Black Widow, like, I suck at aiming, and the fact that you can just perform insane on this character, even if you suck, is just nuts. Now, obviously, Black Widow is a sort of aim character. Now, I did talk about, like, Reticle and stuff like that in my other video. You can see I have this green Reticle. If you want this Reticle, I'll actually just put it in the video description. It's a very good Reticle, especially if you just want to aim and stuff, just as I say that I miss. But yeah, obviously she has this sort of rifle type weapon, which you can right click to zoom in. When you're zoomed in, you'll do more damage in this mode. The left click one, this one does less damage. So you kind of want to be obviously sniping when you can. So you can also switch to her melee weapons here, which I want to say I wouldn't recommend, but yeah, as she's kind of a squishy character, you really want to play Black Widow at range. Her E ability will kick enemies, and then if you press it again, you can grapple to them. Her left shift, when you sprint, as you can see, she has like a sprint meter, and then when you press spacebar, you can actually jump really high. Really good for getting up into those high vantage spots, so you can just set up like some lines, obviously support your team from the back, get those snipes in, and then you have her ultimate, which is super strong. If you can hit this on like a vanguard or just an enemy, you can pretty much just one-shot them. It puts you into like a first-person mode, so don't let this throw you off. But if you're definitely like an FPS gamer and you love just aiming for stuff, like, I feel like you definitely like Black Widow. Like, even if you're ass at aiming, she's just nuts. So I really wanted to put her on the list. But yeah, check this out. This is like such an insane team up with Hawkeye. So let me show you what it does. It basically creates after images of enemies for a few seconds. So check it out. If I press it, it'll create these after images, and I can actually shoot the after images and it will do damage to the enemies. How insane is that? Look, they're over there. I'm shooting here. It's such an insane team up, which I feel like nobody's talking about this. Like, they're just stationary. It's basically just impossible to miss. So if you ever play Hawkeye and yeah, Black Widow together, insane team up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, if there's any characters that you guys are playing that you'd love to see me make a video on, please leave a comment down below. So yeah, we're still giving away battle passes, guys. So support the video with a like, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed with bell notifications turned on. As well, we're going to be picking the winners over in my Discord. So be sure you're in my Discord channel. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace, guys.